Hello. So I want to talk about media queries, the media query assignment, but I'm sort of doing it in the context of your homepage, killing two birds with one stone. And you could get set up with the media queries now, and then work on designing your homepage later down the road. So I just wanted to show a few things that people have done. This is a student from another job, but they have in their projects, they've found this screen image of an iMac and put their screenshots inside of it. So that's kind of a nice way to go. And then they've got a description of the project with a live link and a link to the repo, which is kind of a nice touch. Allegra has similar, so same thing here. She's got a bit of a drop shadow. So just simple screenshots with some drop shadow. And then she's got this links to the live site. And then she's got a repo link. And let's see. This is Rosemary at PSU. This is what she did for her homepage. She's got her projects up here and things that she wants to remember. So she's got like a demos page. Here's her project 1. I think that's her project 2. And she kind of used her page to have fun with some code she found on CodePen. And then these ones, are kind of, they just mimic the top, but she's playing around with that zoom. This one's got like a zoom effect and text. So this is in the assignment, and you can always just view source and try to figure out what library she's using. Let's take a look. View first. Typewriter. So there's her typewriter thing. Text, parallax. I haven't looked at this. So animation frame. This might be related to her zoom. I don't know. I'd need to kind of like spend a little more time looking at it. Let's look at, so view first. So I would just try to find what's calling this view first. It probably has to do with something in here. Let's type in view. Nope. No, maybe not. Maybe it's just CSS. Anywho, so there's one other thing. Casey did a really nice, just subtle animation that loops forever, that just floats up and down, and added some nice, just looks like just a background image that overlaps her nav. That's just a kind of straight across pink. And she played with drop-down menus. So she's got her demos from class, some homework, and then her project links just here. And then this is another person I know from my other job that made a simple portfolio page that has similar to Rosemary, where she's got text overlapping. So just give that a think. Think about what you want. We don't have a whole lot of time, but this could be a good opportunity to just sort of get like your first web portfolio up and running in a pretty simple, fun way. She probably grabbed this off of CodePen or something. Okay, so that in mind, let's look at media queries. So here is my homepage. I'm going to open it in a browser. This is like just straight out of the repo. And so to get media queries going, let's see, I'll just do the project section. So I'm going to give this a class. I'm just going to call it cards. I've been like calling things cards a lot. And then we'll just use kittens because our projects aren't done yet. So I'm just going to use some sort of placeholder image. Oops, with not 3 quotes. And you know how much I love kittens. Placekitten.com/350 by 250. I don't know. Sounds like a good card size. And then project name. Okay. and then we'll just copy that, put it here. If I slightly change the dimensions, it'll give me a new cat. And then, yeah, we'll do project 3 just for fun. It could be a link to something else. Okay. All right, so we've got our kittens. Now let's turn this one into a Flexbox. So I'm going to go to the CSS. I'm going to make I'll just put it right here. Cards. Did I say cards or card? Cards. Okay. So that's the UL, that's the parent. So we're going to make that the flex. We're going to say display. What am I doing? Display flex. Let's see what that buys us. Okay, so we're flexing now. I want this, for one, I want to get rid of the bullets, but I want the images to be 100%. I don't think that's in here anywhere. And also, okay, so box sizing is, let's just add an image width of 100%. Just to get rid of any funny business. Okay, for cards, this is a UL, so I'm going to say list style type none, and I'm going to fix my typo. Style unexpected character. What are you complaining about? Flex. I don't see any missing semicolons. It doesn't like that. I wonder if it just wants list. What's your problem? Let's see if it works. I don't know why it's complaining. My hunch is that it's something above here that's angry. Okay, so now it's 100%. It's fitting much better. And I don't know why it's complaining about list style. This on a 13-inch is quite tight. So maybe just in the idea of going towards a better design than this horrific one, I'm going to change this to be 100%. Let's see if that helps a little. Okay, so on line 17 of style, I'm going to go change that to be 100%. We'll just do full width page. And then that aside, I think I called it an aside. Useful links? Yeah, in the aside. Let's see what's going on there. Maybe we want to do a different width. Where's the aside? Padding. Okay, it must be just like grid. Okay, so, oh yeah, I'm using CSS Grid on this. Cool. So I've got a 60-40 split. I'm going to make it 70-30. I may even just get rid of that. I don't know. Gives the kittens a little more space. Still, I'm going to do 80-20. Okay, so now I'm mixing Flex with CSS Grid, which is cool. It's fine, but I do want to, I need to add a bit of padding around those guys. So I'm going to go to cards and I'm going to say on the LIs, give them some padding of 20 pixels. Okay, a bit more space. And then, so now let's add a media query for this section. So I'm going to do 2 media queries. One is going to be for the card section, and the other one's going to be for those 2 columns, because I don't want 2 columns on mobile. So because I always typo this, I'm just going to go to let's go to Mozilla MDN. I always do W3 schools, but let's go here instead this time. Media queries. Okay, using media queries, beginner's guide. Whatever. Let's just, I don't know. We'll go here. Okay, media type. Just give me the thing. Screen, media screen, and max width. Okay. So I'm going to copy this. and we're going to put it at the very bottom. You want your media queries to be on the bottom because you don't want them to get messed up with your default your default styles. So this is a desktop first media query, which means this stuff above it, the default CSS is styling the desktop. And then this is saying if it's anything smaller than this size. So if the maximum width, I'm going to do 768. If it's between 0 and 768, if the max width is 768, then do this. And I'm just going to keep this in as a test. The only difference between the one I usually use and this one is that I usually put media only, screen, and. It just means that this media query, if that only is there, is only going to change if it's screen. So if it's like print, there's a different set of media queries you can use. One of them is like a print preview, but I'll just leave it the way they have it because. Okay, so if I go back to my home page and I hit refresh and I shrink down, let me do this guy. 768 is like an iPad. So if it's 767, responsive. 767, it should turn blue. So what's going on? Body color. Oh, maybe. Oh, the text color blue. I think that actually might. Yeah, it is working. I was just looking for background color to happen. Ooh, that's a cool problem. Okay, so we know that the media query is working because the text changed blue. So let's get rid of that now. And now we want to override this. So we want cards. I'm just going to copy that. Make sure you keep your indents going in here because it'll get really confusing really fast. So we have display flex. I can actually change it so that it's just going in a different direction. So flex direction, the default is row, and I'm going to make it column. So let's see if the cards now go into single column. Okay, there they go. This is at like 45%. Okay, so now we've got that going in a single column. Sweet. And then when we get bigger, we go to 3. So let's now work on the CSS grid. So the other one that's going on is this one, display grid. And so we can just change the grid template columns. So let's copy that. This is for main. So I'm going to make a style for main. And I'm going to say grid template columns. And you can either say just 100%. So that means each column is going to be 100% wide. Refresh. So then bam, and it'll pop down below the projects, which is I think probably the best option. Or you can just say 1FR, which is this weird, it's only for CSS Grid. It's called a fraction unit, but let's just be normal and say 100%. Okay, so that done. What are we at? 13 minutes. I'll just quickly show you subtle patterns. It's a great site for like really, really subtle patterns for your background. So you can tile these, and there's like a million of them. And the nicer ones are, there's like paper textures. So if you look for paper, these are in like blue color, but you can adjust the, there's like grid paper, which is kind of cool. And you can just adjust the color in Photoshop. This has just like a really, really subtle speckle pattern, which is nice. So this site is great to just add a little bit of texture to your site. So just wanted to show that. And now I am going to leave you. So yeah, think about how you want to display your the screenshots of your projects when they're done, and just add some media queries. And that's it for this assignment. Just getting back into the groove of media queries. If you want to take it farther, actually, before I go, you could, let's say on desktop, I have for my H1s, I have like a really big font. That's not working. Oh, that one. Okay. So, yeah. And then as I go to mobile, like, let's take a look at this font. So maybe like I want to, I'll just increase my H2s. So H2 font size 48 pixels. Okay, and then when I get to mobile, I don't want it so giant. So that would be another thing I could override is I could just take this guy and then plop it down in my media query for anything smaller than 768. Fix that indent so I don't get confused. Oh, I've got the whole thing double indented. Whatever. And then maybe change it to like, I don't know, something nice and tidy, 24. And same thing goes for margin too. Like this weirdness. What is this happening? What is happening there? Section, main, is it main? Grid, margin auto. What is sticking out over there? Oh, my H1, see that? The H1 is kind of sticking out. So maybe, oh yeah, maybe this has to get decreased to make it, yeah, that fixes the weird problem. So yeah, it's that H1, see that? Very strange. I mean, you're not going to have a site that's 51 pixels wide, but things like that. Yeah, it's just that H1. How weird. Yeah, and then you can adjust things like padding as well. So you probably don't need that much padding on mobile. You can take it down to 40 or even like 20 pixels. Yeah, just do H1. I'll just grab it, copy, paste it down here, fix my weird indents. And then we'll do 20, 20. Or actually, because we're going to just do 20 all around, I can get rid of that. So if it's 2, it does top, bottom, and then left, right. If it's 1, it just does all 4, top, right, bottom, left. And then we'll change this to like 32. So yeah, and if you want to get crazy fancy, you could add one in between, or you can add a media query for like extra big. If you want to try to go mobile first, which I'd recommend, you can, you would just switch this from max width to min width. So this all becomes the default mobile stuff. And then this would become the desktop. So this, like these values would kind of be flopped. Like these would be above, and then you would make them larger. This is so confusing with this one here, but that's just the only difference is changing it from max width to min width. I will also there's another video, and I'll put that in here too, that talks more about mobile first. Okay, I'm stopping talking. Thank you.